What's up everyone, I'm Nikhil from Notion Hub, and in this video, I will be showing you the most important tips and tricks for your Realme X2. I'll be making a dedicated video for the best features, where I'll be showing you all the features offered by this phone. So definitely check out that video, link will be in the description. Now with that said, first I want to show you how to change the fingerprint animation. This phone has an in-display fingerprint scanner, and this is the default animation, and that's the sound that we get every time we use the fingerprint scanner. So if you want to change the animation, this is what you can do. Go to settings, then select fingerprint, face and password. Now select fingerprint, enter your password, and once you're done, you get the option to change animation style from here. These are the different animations that we have, and that's the different sound effect. Let's just try this. And once you have selected something, just lock your phone and you can have a quick preview. So that's the animation and the sound as well. Now if you don't want that sound, you want to remove that, you can do it from settings. Go to sound and vibration and just disable this toggle, fingerprint animation sound. Once you do that, you won't hear any sound for the fingerprint scanner. That little sound is for the lock screen, and once you disable this toggle, you won't even hear that. So there you go. Next, this phone has a pretty cool feature called unimportant notifications. Now let's say these are your notifications and you don't want YouTube to show up in your notification area. So you can just swipe it and click the settings button. Now mark it as unimportant. Now once you do that, you won't be able to see any notifications from YouTube in your notification area. You have to click this button to check out unimportant notifications, and this is where all the unimportant notifications will be listed. So in this way you can make your phone look a bit more cleaner. This is definitely a pretty cool feature. Next, this one also comes with a dedicated dark mode, and you can enable it from settings. This is currently in beta, that's why it's available in Realme Lab settings. And once you enable it, all the UI elements change to dark mode and your phone will look much more cooler. It'll strain your eyes less at night. This is the toggles area, and this is your app drawer, and these are your stock applications. As you have seen, even stock applications have changed their theme. Usually most phones do that, but this phone also enables dark mode for third-party applications. So let's say you have Google Play Store, it has a dark mode, and once you enable dark mode on this phone, dark mode will be enabled for Google applications as well, like Google Play Store and YouTube. And this phone also enables dark mode for normal applications, say like Amazon Prime. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So for some reason, if dark mode doesn't work properly on any third-party application, you can disable this toggle and that application will open in the normal mode. This is something you should definitely try. Next, this phone also has a unique feature called screen of clock, and you can enable it from the display settings. And here we go, screen of clock. And once you enable this toggle, every time you lock your phone, you see your time, date, battery percentage information on the screen. And every time it changes the position, so it won't drain battery and doesn't cause any screen burning issues. And you can also schedule it to automatically turn on and turn off at a specific time. Now I'm going to show you some important camera related features. This is the interface for the rear camera. You have a toggle over here to switch between cameras. Currently we are at 1x zoom. We are using the 64 megapixel primary camera. Next we have the wide angle camera. Now to switch to the wide angle camera, you also have a toggle over here. Just click it to switch to the wide angle camera. Now in video recording we have a lot of new features. First we have ultra steady mode. Now by default this phone uses electronic image stabilization, but if you enable ultra steady mode, it will crop the footage further and give you an ultra stable footage. In this mode we can only record video at 1080p at 60 fps. In normal mode we can record video at 4K at 60 fps. We can change the frame rate and resolution from settings right over here. Next, we can also record video with a background blur effect using this toggle over here. Just enable it, and using the slider you can change the amount of background blur effect you want. This is just like the live focus video recording on Samsung phones. Next, if we go to portrait mode, we also get a new feature which allows you to change the amount of background blur effect you want before taking a portrait shot. And once again you can use the slider to change the amount of background blur effect. And it even works for portrait selfies. So once again you can select that and change the amount of background blur effect. Now this phone also brings in a new nightscape mode for selfies. So we have the regular nightscape mode over here which works for the rear camera, and now it also works for selfies. So that's another new feature. So that's nightscape. Besides that, we have Ultra 64MP mode, which allows you to take 64 megapixel pictures. Next, we have Ultra Macro mode for macro shots. we have slow motion video recording where we can record video at 960 fps. You can change the frame rate from here. So guys, those are some quick camera features. Next, let's remove some bloatware. Now these are some of the applications that come pre-installed. You might not need most of these applications, so if that's the case, uninstall them as soon as possible. Next, I'm going to show you how you can disable lock screen magazine. First, here's a quick preview of the lock screen, and every time you lock your phone or every time you come to the lock screen, we see a different wallpaper. Some people like it, some people don't, especially I personally don't like it. So if you're like me and if you want to disable it, this is how you can disable it from settings. And now, here's the lock screen once again, and no matter how many times you come to the lock screen, we will have a fixed wallpaper. Next, I'm going to show you some camera gestures. First, we have touch. Once you enable this feature, we can take a picture by just touching the preview screen. It works for both the rear camera and even for selfies. Next, we have the palm gesture, which only works for the front camera, and it's great for taking selfies. Just enable it and then show your palm to the front camera, and your phone will take a picture in just 2 seconds. And here's a quick preview of that once again. Next, I'm going to show you different navigation gestures. First, we have a gesture called swipe up from both sides, and once you enable this feature, navigation bar is hidden, and now you can just swipe from the bottom of the screen to go home. You can swipe and hold for recent taps, and finally, to go back a step, you can swipe from the left side or right side. You also get a pretty cool animation. Overall, these gestures are great, but they don't work all that well. Next, we have swipe up gestures. Once you enable this feature, you can swipe from the bottom of the screen to go home, swipe and hold for recent taps, and finally, you can swipe from the bottom left corner or right corner to go back a step. Next, we have a new 2-button navigation bar based on Android Pie, but this is not recommended as it doesn't work properly. Next, I'm going to show you how to trigger Google Assistant with the power button. Just enable this toggle and now press and hold the power button to trigger Google Assistant. If you press and hold the power button longer, we will see the power options. If you are using navigation gestures, this is pretty useful. Next, we have some important screen off gestures. We have things like double tap to wake. We can also draw a note to open the camera application. Next, we can draw a V to turn on the flash. We also have more like music controls and custom shortcuts. But most of the time, I just draw V to turn on the flash. And to turn it off, we can press the power button. Next, we have a pretty cool shortcut to start or open split screen mode. This feature is enabled by default. Just make sure this particular toggle is enabled, and if it is enabled, you can just swipe up using 3 fingers to open the current application in a split screen mode. Now this is an Oppo phone, it's not like other phones, so some of the applications will not support this feature. With that said, most of the applications, especially third-party applications, do support split screen mode. Next, I'm going to show you how to record calls automatically on your phone. For that, go to settings just by clicking that button, and now select call recording, and make sure you enable this particular toggle. And once it is enabled, all the calls will be recorded automatically on your phone. Now this feature is available in India, but might not be available in other countries. So if you can't find this feature on your phone, try using a third-party application. Next, I'm going to show you digital well-being. Now this is a feature from Google and you can find it in settings. This feature analyzes your phone's usage and gives you a complete report. It shows you how many times you've unlocked your phone, how many notifications you've got, how much time you're using your phone, and which apps you're using the most. So with all this information, you can know your usage and you can also limit your usage using this feature, which is a pretty cool thing. So let's say if you don't want to watch videos on YouTube for more than 1 hour in a day, we can put up such restrictions using this feature. Next, we have wind down. This is another feature from Google, which will help you sleep faster at night. Using this feature, we can schedule our phone to turn on grayscale mode and do not disturb mode automatically at a specific time. This is something I would definitely recommend you to try. Next, I'm going to show you how you can change your default apps. Whether you want to change your default launcher, default browser or anything, for that we need to first go to settings. Once you're in settings, select app management, then select default apps. Now from this page, you can change your default launcher, default SMS application, browser and so on. I would definitely recommend you to change your default browser to Google Chrome. Just like that. Next, I'm going to show you how to display the battery percentage on the status bar. For that, go to settings, then select notification and status bar, and then enable this toggle. Once you do that, we can see the battery percentage on the status bar. In the same way, if you want to see the network usage on the status bar, enable this toggle. Next, I'm going to show you how to display the RAM information on the recent apps page. For that, go to settings, then select additional settings, and now enable this toggle. Once you do that, we can see the RAM or memory information in the recent apps page. Next, I'm going to show you how to take a screenshot. Now there's an easy way to do that. You just have to press the volume down and power button both at the same time, and your phone will take a screenshot. Just like that. It works everywhere and you just have to press these two buttons at once and it really works. Now for some reason, if that's a bit hard for you, we also have the 3-finger screenshot gesture. Just go to settings and just enable this toggle. And once you do that, you can swipe down using 3 fingers to take a screenshot. Here's a quick preview. Once again, it also works everywhere. Just swipe down using 3 fingers and you'll get a screenshot. Next, I'm going to show you how to take a long screenshot. For that, first we need to take a regular screenshot. We can either use the buttons or the gesture. And once you take a screenshot, click long screenshot. Now we'll see a quick preview. You just need to scroll through the page. And once you're done, click done. And then we will get a long screenshot. Next, I'm going to show you how to record the screen on your phone. For that, first go to the toggles. And if you can't find the screen recording option, you need to click this button over here and search in the extra toggles. We have a dedicated toggle called Start Screen Recording. Just bring it up. And now we can start video recording just by using this toggle. Just click it and screen recording should start in 3 seconds. If your phone asks for any permissions, just grant them all. Next, I'm going to show you how to stop applications from automatically restarting in the background. For that, you need to first open Phone Manager. You can find it on the home screen or in your app drawer. Once you open it up, select Privacy Permissions, then select Startup Manager. Now from this page, we can start or stop applications from automatically restarting in the background. Personally, I'll enable this toggle for apps like Truecaller, WhatsApp or Instagram and disable it for everything else. So guys, these are the most important tips and tricks for your phone. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video and definitely check out my video on best features. Link will be in the description. Now with that said, if you're planning to buy this phone, please use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.